itself didn't do much better. No one was very impressed at the time, October the 22nd, 1938, but he somehow managed to persuade a research institute to try and develop his idea. The Battelle Institute replaced Carlson sulfur with plates made by vacuum depositing thin layers of selenium. In the late 40s, in conjunction with a small company called Haloid, the first electrostatic copiers appeared, including one model called the 1385. This is one of the few surviving 1385s in Britain, and it's a magnificent contraption. It's all entirely manually operated, and it takes several minutes to make a copy. It doesn't look anything like Carlson's equipment, but it actually goes through exactly the same stages. This is the plate, and the first stage is to charge it up. So it goes in this slot here. Simply have to press the button. Battelle had replaced Carlson's sulfur with a thin glassy layer of selenium that's so sensitive to light that I can only show you how it works in a darkroom. Instead of rubbing it to charge it, Battelle used a very, very fine high-voltage wire that's inside this casing, and they simply moved it slowly across the plate. This gives it a very even charge, and this is what's happening inside the slot in the 1385. The next stage is to expose it, and so take it over to this camera here, slips in the back. This is the image I'm going to expose. It's basically just an old-fashioned plate camera, this. That's it. Put the slide back in. And the next stage is developing it. That happens in here. Put the plate in here. Pull the slide out again. This reminds me of some sort of magician's cabinet. Inside, a mixture of sand and toner powder, the equivalent of Carlson's lycopodium, runs over the plate. It's only attracted to the parts of the plate that are still charged. That's the dark parts of the image. And we should now be left with an image on the plate. Yes. Having a lot of trouble getting it as good as that. The copy paper is then put over the plate so the image can be transferred. The corona wire now charges the paper, transferring the toner powder onto it. Finally, the toner powder on the copy has to be heated to fix it. Probably about done now. Yes, that's fixed. And that's the final copy. Well, this process is obviously rather impractical for an office, but it found one specialist use for printers, for making short-run printing plates. That's why I'm in a printer's now. I'm going to go away to try and print it. Here's the plate. The 1385 already embodied the same basic technology as today's copiers, but it still wasn't the machine of Carlson's dreams.
The idea of developing an office copier, which had never been done before, and I thought of a machine that could be set on a desk in an office to which one could bring an original to be copied and put it in the machine and push a button and get a copy out.
His dream finally came true in 1959. The Haloid company had changed its name to Xerox and introduced the Model 914.
I can't type. I don't take dictation. I won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones.
Just a minute.
Will you make a copy of this?
Naturally. I pushed the button on the Xerox 914. I make perfect copies of whatever my boss needs by just turning a knob and pushing a button. Anything he can see, I can copy in black and white on ordinary paper. And am I fast? I can make 7 copies a minute. By the way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
Easy there. Easy there. Hello.
Here's your Xerox 914, ma'am.
Oh, great.
Just push it.
Push it.
No, turn it.
I told you to spit off here. No, need another inch. No, it won't go. Please go, boss. I reckon, boss, it'll have to go through the window.
Although large and cumbersome, the machine revolutionized office copying.
Oh, I just love pressing the button. Copy after copy. They keep coming.